What is going on, everybody? Welcome to, almost wasn't ready there. Welcome to the show. We are live. We are talking about the pitching market that is absolutely on fire right now. We've had some news and some movement with the lineups, with the bats, with the hitters, but the pitchers are absolutely setting the market ablaze. We got big moves already done. We've got word about moves last night. We've got rumors just constantly flowing. The trade market, the free agent market, it is all lively right now. So we're going to dive into all of that. We're going to be talking about the Giants moves, DeSclafani and Wood and Cobb potentially. We're going to be talking about John Means is, according to Buster Olney, being dangled out there by the Orioles. Sonny Gray could be on the move. A Matz deal looming within the next 24 hours. We can know where Steven Matz is going. Kevin Gausman, where is he going to go? What is happening there? In extension with Sandy Alcantara, it is a very active pitchers market, so we're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about it. We're going to recap it, and I want to get your thoughts. What's next? What is next? I think tonight's going to be a busy night with the looming December 1st deadline. It does seem like there are some players that want to be a pre-12-1 signing. So we're going to see how active it gets. It's probably going to calm down around Thanksgiving. That's kind of, a traditional thing. It'll sort of slow down a little bit, be drips and drabs. Anything that does happen, we're going to cover, but could slow down. So action-packed, 3 days here this week. And last night we had the big one with Loup, the word on DeSclafani, the word on Wood, and another deal. And breaking as we come on live, it is out there. This is not a pitcher move, but breaking as we come on live, Wander Franco signing a 12-year, $223 million deal. Franco getting locked up by the Tampa Rays. 12 years for $223 for Wander Franco. Absolutely, the right move for the Rays to make, because now they can, keep the player beyond his arbitration years. Maybe. We'll see. Otherwise, it wasn't going to happen. He was going to get very pricey for them very quick. So Wander Franco locks in. It is sort of the only deal we have to compare it to is Ronald Acuna Jr. Ronald Acuna Jr. with less than 1 year service time got an 8-year, $100 million deal. And this obviously blows that out of the water. Tatis is not really a fair comparison because Tatis had 2 years of service time when he locked in his deal. So that's the difference. If Franco had played another year, then I think you probably start getting into those Tatis numbers. But a good job by the Rays. Good job by Franco, because the dude could go out and blow out his knee tomorrow, and he's set for life now. And again, it works out for the Rays because they're obviously expecting that to not happen, for him to be a stud for that franchise for a decade. And that's how it works out. Otherwise, he'd be gone in 5 or 6 years. That kind of player, that kind of talent, you're not going to have a $30 million a year player, signing a 10-year contract with that team. So good move by them. Welcome into everybody that is live. Gavin, Mets Talk with Hayden, Brooks family, Kyle, Jared, Brendan, Santee City, Baseball Domain. Yes, there goes 90% of their budget. Very good call there. So let's focus back on the pitching. We talk about the breaking news. Let's focus in on the pitching. And I do want to remind everybody, I have the link. I have the note right there. The link is in the description to join the FanDuel Thanksgiving contest that we are doing. If you don't have an account, there is also a link in the description to sign up, so you can get taken care of that way. We can talk more about FanDuel in a little bit, but let's dive into really what's going on with this pitching market, because we talk about it with the, again, comparing it to the bats. The bats, we're hearing rumors, but we're not really getting a whole lot of traction. But on the pitching side, we're seeing a lot go down. We started, really, it was Rodriguez gets the 5-year, $77 million contract from the Tigers. So he gets locked in. The Jays were in on him. The Angels were in on him. Detroit ends up being the team that brings in Erod. Then Verlander goes back to Houston on a 1-year, $25 million deal with a player option for another year at $25 million. Welcome in, Ian. Then we have Thor going to the Angels, 1 year, $21 million deal. Bolts from the Giants. It's just $3 million difference between going back to the Giants and going to the Angels, and he chooses to leave Queens, goes to New York. Kind of a, listen, in my opinion, okay for the Angels. If he busts out and he's terrible and he gets hurt, it's 1 year, you move on. You got to overpay when you're desperate like they are, but I'm just surprised that he left. There was talk that he wanted to be back, and a $3 million difference when there was word that he wanted to be back. Maybe he didn't want to be back that badly. Honeywell gets traded in the ultimate I'm smarter than you, winner gets the championship belt trade between the Rays and the A's, two teams that usually when they come knocking, if they've figured out or they've pinpointed a prospect, maybe you need to hold on to that guy. These two teams get together and make a trade. Honeywell going from the Rays to the A's. Brent Honeywell at one point a top prospect. And we talked about it. We looked at it yesterday. 2016 to 2020, sort of fell off after the injuries, but a top 30, top 25 prospect consensus. Baseball America, MLB, Baseball Prospectus, a top 25 guy. Then the injuries, 2020 not having a season, so opting out. The whole thing was just a mess for Brent Honeywell. So we see a trade there. There could be some more trades that go down, but a lot going on. Jim, do you think all of these deals are happening so early because there's fear that there might be a lockout? I do think there are players that want to get their deal done, Anthony, before the 12-1 deadline. I think it is at this point a foregone conclusion that they will not have a deal. The talk would be front page news. There would be so much more talk about a deal getting done if it was going to happen. I mean, the timing is also terrible. Right around Thanksgiving, you basically knock out 4 or 5 days where they could negotiate because they're not going to work during this period. Those two sides. There's going to be very little activity, negotiations, conversation between the players and the owners during this Thanksgiving break. They should power through, but I have a feeling they're all going to take a break, which is 4 less days to try to get a deal done. So I think it's almost a foregone conclusion that there either will be a lockout or there will be, listen, in the past they have continued to do deals without a CBA in place. So maybe they'll continue to do that. We will see, but I think it's a foregone conclusion. I do think there are some players that want to get their deal done before that happens, just because there's a cloud. We don't know what's going on. Tyler, I did see that too. Good call on that. It's a good, let's bring that up. We did have, there is talk of the D-backs getting in on the Kirby Yates situation. So Kirby Yates could find himself with the Diamondbacks. Shouldn't cost a lot of money. Kirby Yates is going to be looking to prove himself that he's still got it. So Kirby Yates could be going to the Diamondbacks. Good call, Tyler. I did see that too. I didn't have it in the rundown for today, so I'm glad you brought that up. So we see Kirby Yates maybe on the move. Another big deal, and listen, you might not think it's a big deal, but I think it's kind of a big deal. Loup to the Angels. All right, Loup signs with the Angels a 2-year, $17 million deal. I believe there's a $2.5 million opt-out or option. There's another $2.5 million in there. But Aaron Loup goes to the Angels, maybe the best left-handed pitcher coming out of this market. We take a look at his numbers. A great season last year. I keep saying it. I absolutely love this deal. 65 games he appeared in last year, and he allowed 6 earned runs. That's it. Yes, Wander Franco in agreement. Jeff Passan now confirming the Wander Franco news. $223 million for 12 years. So we have Aaron Loup going to the Angels. I think maybe the one of the reactions negatively was that the Angels were overpaying for pitching. With Syndergaard getting $21 million, injury-prone starting pitcher, pitched, 2 games last year, 2 innings, and Aaron Loup getting that kind of money. But Aaron Loup, I don't think you're overpaying for. Aaron Loup is, again, we look at the left-handed pitcher. He was the best, in my opinion, left-handed reliever on the market. And he got $7.5 million a year. Very fine number. So I'm okay with that Loup number. I'm okay with the Angels doing 2 years. They need to address pitching, and they're doing it. You could say maybe they're overpaying a little bit, but it is not to the degree where it's going to be harmful to the team, to where they're not going to be able to make any more deals. Loop's a 2-year deal. Syndergaard's a 1-year deal. You just start fresh, okay, in a year or two. It's not a 7-year, $300 million deal or anything like that. I actually think they're being smart with the money. I'm okay with that. Ryan, good to see you. What's up? Is the Instagram handle the same as your YouTube channel? Yeah, it is actually. I do. Yes, it is. Let's see here. It's all baseball cards though. Let's keep talking about the